Howdy there, Drifters fans. Welcome inside Hamlin Sports Complex. It's country night here in Springfield. We've got a great game for you. And it's, we've got our first ever post-game concert. Austin Gilbert of The Voice is here. And it's just a gorgeous day out. Welcome inside Hamlin Sports Complex alongside Dylan Zamper, and I'm Addison Cerezo. Drifters coming off of their fourth straight series win. We'll go over both of those games before we get into the pre-game interview. Starting yesterday, there was a doubleheader because the game on Wednesday, they got 9 pitches into it. It got rained out. So there was a doubleheader yesterday. Both games were 7 innings for a combined 14 innings of baseball. Game 1 didn't quite go the Drifters' way. They got walked off, so we won't spend too long dwelling on that one. Cooper Mullins had a multi-hit day. LJ Lehue had a massive multi-RBI double. And then Drew Miller came out of the bullpen, was great through 2 scoreless innings. I had a chance to talk to him actually between games, and he said he didn't feel good, but he put up 2 scoreless innings, so that certainly tells a different story. But now for the game that I'm sure we all want to focus on is the game 2. Drifters pulled out a 10-6 win. They put up a 4 spot in the first and then followed that up with a 6 spot in the 5th. Hunter Meyer delivered the big blow last night. He had a 3-run home run. It was his second of the series, and so he is now tied for the team lead in home runs with 2. And Chase Nye, he's been hot. He got on base 3 times out of his 6 plate appearances last night, or 5 plate appearances last night, excuse me. Also had 2 RBI and 2 runs scored in that one. Karsten Hansen was 1 for 3. He had a pair of RBIs as well. But it was just 5 hits last night. So a little bit of an interesting box score there for the Drifters. But on the pitching side, a lot of great pitching performances. Colton Perez got the start. He went 2 2/3, striking out 2 and allowing 2 runs. And then Owen Sheen was absolutely fantastic to close out the game last night. He went 2 hitless innings, struck out 2 as well. He's been fantastic after the departures of Michael Klein and Sonny Pena. Sheen is most likely expected to move into the sort of closer role for the Drifters. But like I mentioned before, there's a certain player who had multiple home runs in the series against the Pickles. Had a chance to sit down with him before the game today. Let's see what he had to say.
Hey y'all, let's welcome the starting lineup for the Marion Berries as announced by manager Tucker Brock. Leading off, playing shortstop, number 5, Sawyer Nelson. Batting second, the left fielder, number 6, Jake Allen. Batting third, the third baseman, number 40, Tyler Dunning. Batting fourth,
apologies for the technical difficulties. The button wasn't quite popping up for us to be able to play the interviews, so, I guess that's really it. Sorry, I apologize for the technical difficulties. We're doing our best. The button just wasn't working for me to play the interview. So I guess we're gonna stop, dwelling on the past and focus more on today. Dylan's gonna take it from here, give us a couple of pregame notes, and then get into the lineups.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty exciting game that we have. We're facing the Marion Berries for the 4th time since July 17th, and for the 7th time this season. But, I mean, we all got a really good feeling going into this game. The Drifters are 5-1 against the Berries this year, and they're starting Ethan Ashley on the mound, who actually started on Friday against the Berries. He had 3 innings, no runs, just 1 hit, and that was the game where they won 12-1. So, I mean, you got a really good feeling going into this game. But just overall, the entire lineup as a whole and the bullpen and the starting pitching are just perfectly coming together, and everything is really going right for the Drifters right now, and the results are finally paying off for them, as, I mean, they're in contention for a potential playoff spot for the first time in franchise history.
Just 3 games out, and yeah, like you mentioned, there's a lot of synergy on this squad, a lot of team chemistry. We recently saw the return of Chase Nye. He's now in his 3rd year with the Drifters, and he forms a pretty good double play combo up the middle with Cooper Mullins. He's not in the starting lineup tonight, but expect to see him in at least one of the games in this series. And so there's just a lot of things going right in Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, so many things, especially when you take a step back and you look at Cooper Mullins and Nolan Miller specifically. I mean, Cooper Mullins has had a fantastic year like his other previous ones. He's hitting .301 with 26 RBIs and 28 runs scored, while on the other right side of the diamond, you have Nolan Miller, who's hitting .277 with 25 RBIs and 20 runs scored. So, I mean, you really can't complain too much. And you're going to see them back there tonight, which is just going to be a great experience for everybody at the ballpark. And it's always a great time to have those two out on the field.
So we'll get going with the lineups here. We'll start with the visiting at Marion Berries. So up at the top, it's going to be Sawyer Nelson leading things off for the Berries. He's the shortstop tonight. Jake Allen out in left field. Following him up, Tyler Dunning at the hot corner. He's hitting 3rd. Jake Dodge, the first baseman, followed by Kyson Barney, one half of a pair of twins that are rostered by Marion, followed by Noah Scher, and then the other half of that pair of twins, Cale Barney, followed by Nolan Rowe, and Danny Weidman rounding things out for the Berries, and Zach Hankins is going to be on the mound. He's already faced the Drifters in that 12-1 win that Dylan mentioned just a moment ago. And the lineup that Zach Hankins, the UL commit, is going to have to face off. It starts with Cooper Mullins up at the top, followed by Hunter Meyer in the 2-hole, and Nolan Miller, Preston Armstrong in the 3 and 4 holes respectively. Evan Thomas right in the middle of things, followed by Zach Story, Karsten Hansen, and Nick Gimino doing the shortstop duties this evening, followed by Aiden Gebhardt, and then, like you mentioned, Ethan Ashley on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, this is a loaded lineup from top to bottom. It's really exciting. Even the 9-hole, you have Aiden Gebhardt, who just has bunt singles after bunt single and then steals second base. So you really can't complain about this entire lineup as a whole, and it's going to be a great time to see them back out there against the Berries one more time for another series here.
A lot of great names on the bench, too. Chase Nye, like we mentioned, he's not starting tonight, but he's hitting over 300. And Matthew Bollinger, he's been fantastic all over the field. Had a multi-hit day yesterday in just his 4th game as a Drifter. He's hitting .364 out in the starting lineup. So there's options that they can turn to if the starting lineup isn't able to get things done. But I think there's reason for a lot of optimism that they can.
100%.
So that just about does it for the pregame show. Now Jarecki is going to take you through the action of this Game 1 on a sunny Friday evening here in Springfield. First pitch coming up in about 10 minutes.
Now, let's meet our first pitch for tonight's game. From baseball to football and every sport in between, he's been covering Western Oregon sports for the last 3 years in Eugene and is a University of Oregon graduate of the class of 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming KEZI sports anchor, Brett Taylor. All righty, Brett, let's see the heater. Nice job. And now, please welcome the starting lineup for your 2026 Springfield Drifters. Leading off, from the University of Michigan, number 4, the second baseman, Cooper Mullins. Batting second, from Cal State Fullerton, the right fielder, number 25, Hunter Meyer. Batting third, from the University of Portland, the designated hitter, number 22, Nolan Miller. Batting fourth, from Seattle University, the catcher, number 44, Preston Armstrong. Batting fifth, from UC Santa Barbara, the first baseman, number 23, Evan Thomas. Batting sixth, from UC Davis, the third baseman, number 11, Zach Story. Batting seventh, from Marshall University, the left fielder, number 26, Karsten Hansen. Batting eighth, From Oregon Tech, the shortstop, number 41, Nick Jamino. Batting ninth, from NNU, the center fielder, number 5, Aiden Gebhard. And this afternoon's starting pitcher for the good guys, from Rice University, number 39, Ethan Ashley. Managing today's game, Drifter skipper Jeff Lyle, as assisted by pitching coach Dean Stiles and assistant coaches Jackson Bowlander and Dom Graziano, and athletic trainer Dr. Randy Bruner. Fans, please rise if you're able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem by Austin Gilbert's lead guitarist from right here in Eugene, Springfield, Mr. Trey Wormsbecker. Fans, how about a huge hand for Trey Wormsbecker? Now, let's go down to the field. Monty's down there with our K-Duck play ball kid of the game. Monty?
Well, thanks, Jerry, and howdy, y'all Drifters fans. I'm down here with my friends Parker and Pearson, and they've got a couple of words before we get today's game started. You guys ready? Let's hear it for these two!
After a series win against the Portland Pickles, the Drifters look for their 5th straight series win, and it starts here today with game number 1 against the Marion Berries for their 3rd season series. Hello and welcome to Hamlin Sports Complex. Jarecki happy to be with you this afternoon. We got Ethan Klein doing the middle innings today and doing production. Ayla Rivera also in the press box as well, helping out with some production as well. The Marion Berries and Drifters have faced off against each other so far 6 times this season. The Drifters have won 5 of the 6 games. Each team comes in with a 17-25 record on the season, but the Drifters actually ahead of the Berries in the WCL South standings, as they now have a 14-19 record in WCL South play. The Berries 13-22 overall. The Drifters winning 2 of 3 games in Portland earlier this week, winning on Tuesday before game number 2 on Wednesday got rained out. It was postponed until yesterday on Thursday, and then they played 2 7-inning games yesterday. Pickles winning in extra innings in game number 1, and the Drifters winning in game number 2, 10-6. Starting lineup for the Marion Berries, leading things off is the shortstop Sawyer Nelson. Jake Allen, the left fielder, batting second. Tyler Dunning, today's Dry Pro beer batter. He's batting third and playing at third. Jake Dodge, the former Drifter, the first baseman today, batting fourth. Kyson Barney at second base, batting fifth. Noah Scher, Cale Barney, Nolan Rowe, and Danny Weidman round out the Marion Berries starting lineup. On the mound for the Springfield Drifters is the right-hander Ethan Ashley from Rice University. Drifters in their pinstripe uniforms as coming to the plate is Ashley, and the first pitch is in for a strike at 5:08 here on this Friday afternoon. An early start today for Springfield. It is country night. Very first time Drifters are holding a post-game concert as Ashley misses low to Sawyer Nelson. 1 ball and 1 strike to the shortstop. Austin Gilbert, a Springfield native. He was previously on The Voice this past year. He's going to be playing a post-game concert. So if you're in the area and you haven't made your way to Hamlin Sports Complex, well, it's not too late. You can still come and enjoy the rest of this game as well as the concert after this one wraps up. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sawyer Nelson, the lefty hitter, facing off against Ashley, the right-hander from Rice. The pitch from Ashley in for called strike 3. Ashley starts his day with a K, 1 away here in the top of the first. So Nelson retired. Tough hitter to strike out. Tough hitter really to retire this season. An on-base percentage north of 500 at 564. And a rare strikeout for Sawyer Nelson as into the box is Jake Allen. 1 out, nobody on as the first pitch is down and away, 1-0. Offensively for the Drifters, out in left field is Karsten Hansen, Aiden Gebhardt in center field, Hunter Meyer out in right. The infield left to right, Zach Story, Nick Gimino, Cooper Mullins, and Evan Thomas, with Preston Armstrong catching behind the plate. 1-0 pitch from Ashley comes in for a strike, 1-1 to Allen. So Allen out in left field, just his 5th start overall. Pretty good numbers so far in the young season. Comes in with a .333 average, 5 hits, a couple of doubles, and a home run. 1-1 pitch to him. He pops it up out towards left field. Trotting over towards the line into the corner. Karsten Hansen makes the catch. 2 away. So it brings up today's Dry Pro beer batter of the game. That is Tyler Dunning. If it's wet, call Justin today at 541-942-9262. And again, that is brought to you by Dry Pro. So Dunning in the box. Third baseman today from UCLA, originally from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. 2 outs and nobody on as the first pitch from Ashley is outside, 1-0 to Dunning. So Ashley making the start for Springfield once again. This is his 7th start of the season. He's only appeared once out of the bullpen, 8th appearance overall. He's 1-1 this season with a 6.26 ERA. 1-0 pitch from the Heath, Texas native is way outside, 2-0 to Dunning. 23 innings pitched so far for Ashley. Total of 16 earned runs, 20 strikeouts, and 9 walks. He's had good appearances in the last 3 outings. Looking to keep it going today against the Marion Berries. 2-0 is fouled back, 2-1. Actually got the start a week ago against the Marion Berries. That was up in Salem. Pitched 3 innings, only allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and struck out 4. And then appeared out of the bullpen earlier this week against the Portland Pickles. 2 outs and a scoreless frame. Ashley misses inside 3-1, and it was good to see him come out of the bullpen once again. It was the first time all season, at least this summer for him, but at Rice this past spring, 24 appearances out of the bullpen. That led the Owl squad. 3-1 pitch. It's launched out towards left center field. Gebhardt back to the track. He leaps and makes the catch. What a run for Aiden Gebhardt, who ran to the wall and was able to reach up with his right hand and make the grab for the final out. Well, 3 up, 3 down. The Berries go in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom of 1. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Please safeguard the welfare of young cowboys and cowgirls accompanying you to the game.
Do you want to bang?
What?
Do you want to bang?
Yeah!
You know you make me wanna get my checkbook and take a loan out and grow my business and come on now. Don't forget to save you the will. Don't forget to save, yeah.
Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score. Starting lineup for your Springfield Drifters. Cooper Mullins, the second baseman, leading things off. Hunter Meyer, the right fielder, batting second. Nolan Miller, the designated hitter today, he's batting third. Preston Armstrong, the catcher, in the cleanup spot. Evan Thomas at first base, batting fifth. Zach Story is the third baseman, batting sixth. Kirsten Hansen in the 7-hole, he's out in left field. Nick Jamino batting eighth, the shortstop, and Aiden Gebhardt is the 9-hole hitter, rounding out the Springfield lineup. They're facing off against Zach Hankins, left-hander from Lincoln City, a graduate of Taft High School, and gets the start once again for the Berries against the Drifters, his third of the season, as Mullins swings at the first pitch and skies it out towards left field, and it goes foul. 0-1. So Hankins, another start against Springfield. This is fourth start of the season overall, with three of them now against the Drifters. Highly rated prospect out of Taft High School, four-time first-team All-League pitcher, three-time League Pitcher of the Year, as Mullins bounces it up the middle, picked up by Sawyer Nelson. The throw to first base, Jake Dodge there for out number one. Defensively today for the Marion Berries, Jake Allen out in left field. Danny Weidman is in center. Noah Scher is out in right. Tyler Dunning at third base. Sawyer Nelson is the shortstop. Kyson Barney is at second base. Jake Dodge over at first. And Nolan Rowe is the catcher behind the plate. So one out, nobody on for Hunter Meyer, who had himself quite the series up in Portland. Couple of home runs for him. His first two of the summer. Now has 4 doubles, 2 triples, those 2 homers, and 17 RBIs with an impressive .290 batting average. First pitch from Hankins makes Meyer look silly. Whiffs at it, 0-1. So Meyer has continued to rake as of late. Since about July 4th, he's turned his season around. A lot of multi-hit efforts. As he bounces one towards the left side, and it goes foul, 0-2. And it looks, just by the look of it, he's got his bat back. Right around that July 4th date, he broke his bat, ended up using Kaku Harrison's bat, and it felt like he was going to ride that for the rest of the summer based on his success with that piece of wood. Grounds this one foul, 0-2. But it is not the lighter barrel that we're typically accustomed to seeing as of late. It's more of a darker barrel, which makes me feel like you finally got use of that warranty and got some new lumber to swing at the park. The 0-2, it's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Meyer. So as mentioned, the 4th start of the season for Hankins, a 9.00 ERA across 11 innings pitched, 7 strikeouts, 9 walks. Meyer grounds it towards the left side. Nelson scoops the throw to first in there. Back-to-back ground downs to short, 2 away here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 still the score. Nolan Miller coming to the dish as Zach Hankins looks to sit Springfield down in order, just like his counterpart Ethan Ashley did in the top half of the first inning. So Miller into the box. Miller, the junior from the University of Portland, stands in. First pitch to him. It's taken up and inside, 1-0. Went 3 for 5 in the first game against the Pickles on Tuesday, and then was hitless yesterday in the doubleheader. Overall batting .277 on the season. Takes the pitch inside, 2-0. Done a good job getting on base. 21 walks this season, trailing just L.J. Lehue, the team lead in walks this season. 2-0 to him. Takes it high, and there's some of that patient hitting on display. Now 3 balls and no strikes from Hankins in this lefty versus lefty battle. Preston Armstrong on deck for Springfield. The 3-0. In at the knees for a strike, 3-1. So last weekend, the Drifters and Marion Berries played 3 games. The Drifters won on Friday and Saturday before the Berries took game number 3 on Sunday. Overall, the Drifters are now 9-3 against the Marion Berries all time. 3-1 delivery from Hankins. It's a fastball in for a strike. 3-2 as he's able to connect with that low outside corner. So a full count to Nolan Miller. originally was going to be the first baseman today on the lineup card, got switched to designated hitter just moments before the game. Payoff pitch, cut on and miss. Hankins has his first strikeout, and Springfield goes down in order, 1-2-3. We now head to the second, 0-0 the score here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Fans, did you know that the Drifters have 3 fireworks nights this season? The first 2 are already over, but tickets are already going fast for our final fireworks show of the season on August 1st. First pitch is scheduled for 6:35 with fireworks to follow shortly after the game. Don't miss out on your chance to catch the best fireworks show in town. Please note, kids ages 12 and under do not receive free admission to this event.
Zero to zero the score as we begin the top of the second inning. Middle of the lineup due up for the Marion Berries. Jake Dodge, Kyson Barney, and Noah Scher. As each team went down in order in the first. Ethan Ashley back on the mound. The right-hander from Rice kicks and fires his first pitch in inning number 2 is bounced towards the right side. Backhanded at second by Mullins. His throw to first base in there to retire Dodge for out number 1. Kind of funny thinking about it. We talk about Cooper Mullins and how long he's been in Springfield. It's been since the 2023 season. Well, Jake Dodge was actually with the Drifters back in 2022. We finally found somebody that has Cooper beat for earliest appearance here at Hamlin Sports Complex. I guess Blake Stavros could maybe be in that mix, but for sure, Dodge. First pitch in for a strike, 0-1 to Kyson Barney. I mean, if we really want to get technical, Kyle Casperson, who's one of our operations workers here at the ballpark, he actually played for Bushnell in that first season in 2022, so he might have been the earliest player to play here at the ballpark, although he has since retired. Pitch down and away, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike to Kyson Barney. Both the Barney bros in the lineup today, with Kyson at second and Cale the designated hitter, batting in the 5 and 7 holes respectively. Swing and a miss by Kyson, and it's now 1-2. Actually, 1 strikeout in the first inning, got Sawyer Nelson looking, and now looks for his second punch out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, with an out, nobody on. Actually looks into Armstrong, gets the sign, comes set, gets the grip, and lets her rip. Pitch is outside now, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Barney. Kyson heading off to Oregon State. Both him and his brother, originally from Nolensville, Tennessee. Now playing out on the West Coast. Gonna jump start at life in the PNW. Barney fouls it back, and we'll do the 2-2 one more time. Kyson this season, a .211 batting average, 16 hits, 3 doubles, a home run, and 18 RBIs. His 20th start of the season with the Marion Berries, the 2-2 to him. Whipped at. Ashley has his second strikeout, 2 away here in the top of the second. Good pitching from Ethan Ashley. So far, 5 up, 5 down. And now 2 outs on the board for Noah Scher. Scher gets the start out in right field. He's originally from Salem, now playing at Lynn Benton Community College. The first pitch to him is outside, 1-0. 22nd start of the season for Cher. 18 hits, a double, a home run, and 5 RBIs this season with the Berries. Coming off a season at Lynn Benton, in which he was an NWAC All-Tournament Team player. Grounds this one towards the left side. Scooped by Story. The throw to first base on the run. In there for the final out. Well, the Berries go down in order. We now head to the bottom of the second. It is 0-0 here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
There's nothing like a refreshing 2 Towns hard cider in hand. Grab one at the concession stand right.
Moves fast. Your car, your home, your family, they're everything. At Candace Hook Insurance, we've been protecting Eugene families for nearly a decade with personalized coverage that fits your life. Auto, home, life, business, whatever you need, we're here. Because families are the backbone of our community. Get your free quote today at eugeneinsuranceagent.com or call 541-687-4800. Protecting dreams, one family at a time.
Still 0-0 as we begin the bottom of the second inning. Preston Armstrong, Evan Thomas, and Zach Story, the middle of the lineup, due up for Springfield, facing off against Zach Hankins, who will play his college ball just down the road at PK Park. He'll be joining Mark Wazakowski's crew next season, playing for Oregon. So Preston Armstrong to the plate, the catcher from Seattle University. Second season in Springfield, the first pitch to him is in there for a strike, 0-1. Hankins able to connect with the outside portion of the plate, 0-1 to Armstrong, who's originally from Goodyear, Arizona, batting .178 this season with Springfield. 8 hits, a couple of doubles, and 4 RBIs. Bounces the ball towards the left side, charging is Nelson. The throw to first in time for out number 1. A lot of ground out so far, in fact. The first 4 batters that have come up for Springfield, 3 of them have grounded out 2 short. So a busy afternoon so far for Sawyer Nelson. 1 away for Evan Thomas. Good to see Evan Thomas back in the lineup here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Got injured against the Marion Berries back on the second and has appeared in the last 2 games on the road, or last 2 series, I should say, on the road. But finally, getting the start back at home. Takes his first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Was on a tear against the Berries on the first and second before tweaking the hamstring a little bit. Chops the 0-1 foul to the first base side. 0-2 to him. He had reached base safely 8 straight plate appearances. He was 3 for 3 in game number 1 against the Berries, then 2 for 2. He had a total of 3 doubles during that stretch. Also walked once, was hit by a pitch another time, and then had to exit. Missed a little over 2 weeks. Takes the 0-2 pitch inside, 1-2. Did not appear in a game from July 2nd all the way up until July 18th. Then got his first start a little under a week ago against the Berries last Saturday. The 0-1 lofted out towards shallow left field. Dunning, the third baseman, now in foul territory, makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for Springfield. And the bottom of the second inning, 0-0, still the score. And it brings up Zach Story.
Number 11, Zach Story.
Story from Orland, California, out in farm country. Now playing with the Drifters this season, batting .204, his 18th start of the season. The 6'1 shortstop takes the pitch outside, 1-0. At least he's listed as a shortstop. Hasn't gotten a start there, I believe, all season. Might have during non-league play. He's primarily played at third base. I think he's been moved to short a couple of times defensively, and then has played out in the outfield a couple of times, just like he did at UC Davis. Pitch misses. Now 2 balls and no strikes to Story. Pitch. In for a strike. 2-1. Good start so far for Hankins. It's 2-1. Fouled back 2-2. And he's looking for his second strikeout after striking out Nolan Miller. 10 last inning. Each pitcher going toe-to-toe so far. Actually, he's sitting down the first 6 batters he's faced. And Hankins the first 5, looking for number 6 here. His 2-2 delivery. Called strike 3. Well, the Drifters go down in order once again. A couple of quick innings as we head to the third, 0-0 here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Turn your attention to the first base side where Marty's joined by some special guests for some shenanigans, Marty.
Thank you so much, Jerry. I'm down here with Jackson, Miles, Brooklyn, and Paige, and they're going to be doing some hobby horse baseball bat racing for our country night. They're going to start down here, and each of the white lines on the coach's box, they have to do a jump as the horse goes jumping, and whoever can get all the way down the line by the time whoever gets down there first is going to go home the winner and get something nice from our friend at Baker's booth. Are you guys ready? On your marks, get set, and gallop! Gallop, gallop, and jump over the white lines, guys. Jump over the white lines. There we go. And we have our winner. Let's go and see who our winner is. Jackson's going home the winner, everybody. Give it up for Jackson, and we'll see you in the fourth inning.
Still scoreless through 2 innings as we begin the top of the third inning. Cale Barney, Nolan Rowe, and Danny Weidman due up for the Berries, 7, 8, and 9. Facing off against Ethan Ashley, who has so far been perfect for Springfield. The right-hander making a 7th start of the season for the Drifters. He's gotten better as the season has gone on. As Barney is into the box, the first pitch to Barney number 2 is a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Cale, the designated hitter today, as mentioned. Also heading to Oregon State to go play with his brother. First team all-district selection as a junior. Swings and fouls back. The 1-0 pitch, 1-1. Foul balls this season brought to you by Monica Smith Agency's American Family Insurance, protecting you from life's unexpected hits. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Barney. Takes the pitch down and inside. 2 balls and a strike. This is his 28th start of the season. Comes in with a .238 average with 8 doubles, a triple, a pair of home runs, and 12 RBIs. Ashley's 2-1. Looked at for a strike. Able to connect at the knees with a 91-mile-per-hour pitch. So he evens it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ashley a chance for strikeout number 3. The 2-2. Fouled back, and Barney stays alive. Cale chose Oregon State because he wanted to win. He felt like the culture was strong. Said he believed that he could make an impact as a freshman. Well, this is one way you can start your collegiate career, getting a ton of starts in the WCL. As he fouls off the 2-2 pitch and stays live once again. So a lot of reps this summer for the incoming freshman. 6'5", 190 pounds. Certainly doesn't look like an incoming freshman. As he waves the bat a couple of times at Ashley before the right-hander comes set. Barney wiggles the bat. The 2-2 to him is grounded sharply to third. Story Fields fires to first, and it gets away from Evan Thomas. So the first base runner of the game is going to be Cale Barney, thanks to an error from Springfield. So it puts a runner at first base for Nolan Rowe on the E5 decision. Springfield's defense, top 2 in the WCL this season in fielding percentage. A rare error, as this is bunted out towards the left side. Backhanded by Ashley, the throw to first base in time to retire Rowe. As Cale Barney moves over to second base, a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Here in the top of the 3rd inning for the Berries, as Danny Weidman will come to the dish.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Danny Weidman.
So Weidman stands in. Has the bright yellow cleats. He was a young man that was committed to the University of Oregon, ended up going to Butler Community College last season. And he takes the first pitch. A little bit high, 1 ball and no strikes. Played with the Berries last season, started 41 games out of Westland High School, and then became a second-team All-Region 6 player at Butler this past season. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike, 1-1, and based on the numbers that he put up at Butler Community College, you got to think that Oregon wants him back. Ended up hitting .438 and slugging .941 as he grounds it foul towards the left side, 1-2. Finished second in school history for single-season home runs, had 25 home runs this past season at Butler with 14 doubles, 2 triples. Remarkable numbers. The 1-2 to him. He fouls it back. Stays alive. Now that success in the spring hasn't necessarily translated this summer with the Marion Berries in the West Coast League. Does have 4 extra base hits, 3 of them being homers, but batting just .239 compared to that .438 average he had out in Kansas. The 1-2. Way outside. Evens it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Weidman. Last summer hit .312 with the Berries. So even a down summer this year compared to last summer for Weidman. But a chance for an RBI here with a runner at second and 1 out. The 2-2. Freezes him. Called strike 3. 3rd strikeout for Ashley as he finishes off the first time through the order with a K. And now 2 are away here in the top of the 3rd inning. Brings up Sawyer Nelson. Cale Barney standing at second after he reached on an error by Zach Story. Advances second on a sacrifice bunt. And now looking for clutch throughout hitting for the Berries is Sawyer Nelson, who struck out looking his first time up against Ashley. Takes the first pitch down and away, 1-0. Sawyer Nelson, already a record breaker here in the WCL. Set the single season walk record, has 59 on the season. Pitches outside, 2 balls and no strikes to him. This is his 33rd start overall. But 59 walks. His next one will be his 60th, and he'll just continue to add on to the WCL walk title, which I don't know if anyone's ever going to break. In for a strike, 2-1. He was originally committed to the University of Washington, now heading off to LMU. Was a top 200 MLB draft prospect, but elected to go to college as he fouls back the 2-1, and it's now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a runner at second. A warm evening in Springfield. The pitch, fouled back. He stays alive. 80 degrees, the current temperature. But again, this one got started at 5:05 earlier than the typical 6:35, and so taking a little bit for fans to make their way into the ballpark with the early start on a Friday, and it's also just really hot in comparison to the weather that we'll see in about an hour or so. 2-2. Looked at, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ethan Ashley. He's up to 4 on the day as he leaves one stranded after 1 error in the inning. No runs and no errors. Going to the bottom of 3. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Summit Bank Party Deck guest from Stoddard Power Systems. Todd's Auto Body, US 101 KDOT, and KLSR.
When you donate to St. Vincent de Paul of Lane County, you're creating jobs.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely.
Generating money for meals, housing, and job training. And saving items from the landfill by recycling. Have fun, save some money, and do something nice for your neighbor. St. Vincent de Paul of Lane County.
Stand on the concourse with single and double scoops available in an exclusive Drifters mini helmet. This is the perfect game day treat. Get yours now, right behind home plate. For the Drifters, the left fielder, number 26, Karsten Hansen.
0-0 the score. Bottom of the lineup coming up here in the bottom of the third inning. Karsten Hansen, Nick Gimino, and Aiden Gebhardt. As the first pitch from Zach Hankins is inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Hansen, heading off to Marshall University next season after 2 seasons up in Longview, Washington at Lower Columbia. Hankins, the incoming freshman, comes to the plate and misses high. 2 balls and no strikes to Hansen. So far for Hankins, 6 up, 6 down with a couple of strikeouts. Ended the last 2 frames with strikeouts. 1 swinging to Nolan Miller, and the last one to Zach Story, a strikeout looking. As he comes to the plate and gets a looking strike, 2-1 to Karsten Hansen. Just 1 base runner between the 2 teams. It was an error last inning by Zach Story to put a runner at first for the Berries, but no runs as Hansen slices it to left field. Drifting back and making the catch is Jake Allen for out number 1. So Hansen retired, and Nick Gimino will come back up to the plate for Springfield. Back at home, Gimino started with the Drifters as a 10-day contract player. And then as the Drifters headed to Victoria and Wenatchee for a couple of 3-game series, he headed back to Klamath Falls, had to go take a test, wrap up his academic season as the first pitch to him is up and inside 1-0, and then rejoined the team right around the 4th of July. And now gets the start once again for Springfield. Just 9 hits in 54 at-bats this season, a 167 average. As he swings and fouls back the 1-0 pitch, 1-1. Coming off a great season at Oregon Tech down in Klamath Falls. 369 hitter there, first team All-CCC player. And now back with the Drifters for a second season after playing in 24 games last year with the Drifters. Now making his 15th start of the season here in 2026. Pitch misses, now 2 balls and a strike to Gimino, who's originally from Corvallis, Oregon. The reason why Jake Fritz got to pitch this past weekend against the Pickles, as Hankins fields a bunt from Gimino, spins and fires to first for out number 2. Again, Ethan Klein, our broadcast intern extraordinaire this season for the Drifters. He's going to be calling the middle innings. He'll have innings 4, 5, and 6 with you, and then I'll return for the final 3 frames here today on the Drifters Streaming Network. We thank you guys for joining us and making us part of your afternoon here on this hot Friday in July. First pitch to Aiden Gebhardt is up and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Gebhardt back in the 9 spot. A perfect place for him and his speed. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and the pitch misses outside 2-0. Had a couple of nice bunt singles in the series last weekend up in Salem. Was looking to replicate it here, down here in Springfield. Was pulled back each time. The 2-0 pitch to him. Up and away. Now 3 balls and no strikes to the center fielder. A 2-way player out of Northwest Nazarene. Chance for a walk here, and put him on the bases. Got to think he's going to try to steal. 21 steals this season, second in the WCL, and he has a 4-pitch walk, and we'll see if he's on the move. He's only been caught stealing once all season long. He's 21 of 22, and we'll see if he goes 22 of 23 here. With 2 outs, And one runner at first for Cooper Mullins. Nolan Rowe is the catcher behind the plate. So we'll see if they test the arm of Rowe as Mullins swings at the first pitch and sends it to center field. So the Drifters have their first hit. It comes a pitch after their first base runner. Now runners at first and second, and 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third inning, 0-0 the score. Hunter Meyer standing in. A chance here to give Springfield an early lead against Marion. Each of the 3 games back here in Springfield against the Berries ended up being 1-run games. Wasn't the case up in Salem last week. 12-1, 8-4 before a 3-2 loss. Pitch misses the zone, maybe just a little bit high to Meyer, 1-0. Meyer grounded out to short, his first time up. Going to go 1 for 2 here and driving a run. Gebhardt dancing at second as Meyer takes down an inside at 2-0. You can see Hankins a little thrown off. Gebhardt dancing around at second, trying to entice him to throw it back towards second. Kyson Barney, the second baseman, covering. 2-0 pitch to Meyer in the turf. Now 3 balls and no strikes to the right fielder. Now to Cal State Fullerton. So Hankins made it look easy through the first 8 batters. Has struggled since. A 4-pitch walk to Gebhardt. First pitch swinging by Cooper Mullins for a single, and now 3 straight balls. And finds the zone. Maybe able to connect at the letters. 3-1. It looked like it was up and away, but alas, it is called a ball by home plate umpire Taylor Schneider. Bryce Reeves is out in the field today. 3-1 pitch. Meyer has a slow dribbler towards the left side. Dunning fields his throw to first base. Beats Meyer by half a step. And will remain scoreless through 3. After a walk and a single with 2 outs, they're both left stranded with no runs and no errors defensively. Going to the 4th. It's 0-0 here on the Drifters Streaming Network. Ethan Klein to the booth for the middle innings when we return.
One final fireworks night and our first ever Oktoberfest, where we're partnering with some of our favorite local breweries. For more details and to purchase your tickets, head to driftersbaseball.com. Fans, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Drifters, number 46, Ezra James. Off the top of the 4th inning for the Berries, the left fielder, number 6.
So new pitcher on the mound for the Drifters here in the top of inning number 4. It'll be Ezra James coming in to relieve Ethan Ashley. Ashley goes 3 hitless innings with the only base runner given up being on an error, as Ezra James' first pitch into Jake Allen is downstairs for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Allen kick off the 4th inning. Ethan Klein, happy to be with you here for the middle innings as a swing and a miss from Allen makes it 1 ball and 1 strike. Ezra James comes into today with a 5.68 ERA. This is his 6th appearance out of the bullpen. Gone 6 1/3 innings with 4 earned runs, 5 strikeouts to 3 walks. He deals the 1-1, cut on and miss, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jake Allen, followed by Tyler Dunning and Jake Dodge. 3 due up for the Berries here in inning number 4. Beautiful day here in Springfield. An early start today. It is country night with the concert happening after the game. Game started at 5 o'clock rather than the normal 6:35 first pitch time, as the 1-2 is going to be down and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Allen 0 for 1 today. As he fouls back the 2-2, it'll do it again. University of Portland product is hitting .333 coming into today's game. This only his 6th appearance for the Berries. Swing and a miss at the 2-2, and Jake Allen goes down on strikes. And Ezra James sits down, the first batter he sees by way of the strikeout. And it'll bring up the 3rd baseman and the beer batter of today's game, Tyler Dunning, the Dry Pro beer batter. Sponsored by Dry Pro. If it's wet, call Justin today at 541-942-9262. James' first pitch into him, cut on, fouled back. No balls and 1 strike. James kicks and delivers the 0-1. Down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike now. James kicks and fires. The 1-1 is skied out towards left field. Under it is Karsten Hansen, and he makes the catch to retire Dunning for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Ezra James to start things off, and it'll bring up the first baseman for the Berries today, Jake Dodge. Going to be stepping up to the plate. Dodge 0 for 1. Looking to get something started for the Berries, still searching for their first hit, as the first pitch is just going to be outside. 1-0. Down and away. 2 balls and no strikes now. Dodge, a big guy over at first base, stands at 6'5", 225. As the 2-0 going to be just downstairs. 3 balls and no strikes now. But to get on base and maybe start something for the Berries here with 2 outs. The 3-0 from James downstairs, and a 4-pitch walk will put Jake Dodge on base and bring up the second baseman, Kyson Barney. Barney 0 for 1. One of Ethan Atchley's 4 strikeout victims in his 3 innings of work. Sat down on strikes to start the 2nd inning. First pitch to him outside, 1-0. He's committed to Oregon State. Incoming freshman hitting .211 so far this season with the Berries. Making his 20th start for the squad from up in Salem here today. He cuts and fouls back the 1-0. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Little bit of wind blowing out towards left field. Not too much, as we see sometimes here at Hamlin. as the 1-1 going to be in there at the knees for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Barney. Swings and drives one down the third baseline, but it's just foul, and we'll do the 1-2 again. As Knight mentioned, Kyson and Cale Barney, the brothers, both committed to Oregon State out of Nolensville, Tennessee. James kicks, fires the 1-2 upstairs. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look to Strand dodge over there at first base and get out of this inning clean. Still no hits for the Berries. James kicks, fires, down and away. Count runs full. And a payoff pitch coming for Kyson Barney. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and down goes Kyson Barney on strikes. Ezra James has 2 strikeouts to get out of the first inning of work, and the Drifters will be back up to the plate after this on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Here at the Hamlin Sports Complex, featuring Austin Gilbert of The Voice. The concert will begin approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of this afternoon's game on the turf fields. Once the stage and the concert area are fully set up, fans will be invited onto the turf to enjoy. Leading off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Drifters, the designated hitter, number 22.
Nolan Miller going to be leading things off here in inning number 4 for Springfield. He struck out in his first time up to the plate. Drifters stranded 2 in the 3rd inning. Aiden Gebhard walked, and then Cooper Mullins singled before Hunter Meyer grounded out to end the inning. Nolan Miller first pitch strike. Count will move to 0-1 to start things off here in inning number 4. Zach Hankins, the freshman lefty, still on the mound for his 4th inning of work as it's 0-1. He's going to miss, and the count will move to 1-1. Swing and a chopper over to first base. Toss to Hankins. He's there in time to retire Nolan Miller for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Preston Armstrong, for his 2nd time up to the dish. 0 for 1 today. Coming into today was 178 on the year. Making his 16th start for the Drifters here in 2026. Hankins' first pitch to him going to be upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Solid crowd here today for Country Night. Looking forward to Austin Gilbert afterwards as Armstrong grounds one over to third base. A slow roller, throw over to first in time, and Armstrong is retired for the 2nd out of the inning. Evan Thomas will now step up to the plate. Originally the designated hitter for today, but a late change swapped him and Nolan Miller, so Nolan Miller the designated hitter and Evan Thomas over at first base today. They'll take first pitch just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Thomas has been great for the Drifters in his 16 appearances. This is 15th start for Springfield this summer. 306 average with a 490 slug and a 404 on base. He's got 1 home run, 11 RBIs, walked 7 times as well. Faces a 1-1 count here. Hankins wheels and deals the 1-1 upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Zach Story on deck if Evan Thomas can get his way onto first base. Only 1 hit between the 2 teams so far, as the 2-1 going to be inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Doesn't walk a whole lot, Evan Thomas. He's got 7 walks and 49 at bats as he chops one over to third base, and it gets past the third baseman. Tyler Dunning just couldn't get his hand on it. It's going to roll a long way, and Evan Thomas has got himself a 2-out double here in inning number 4 to bring up Zach Story. Story struck out in his first time up to the plate, but he'll look to change his fortunes here, try and drive in Evan Thomas from second and open up the scoring here in these middle innings. Still scoreless. That only the 2nd hit of today's game. Only the 4th base runner so far. First pitch to him, up and away, 1-0. Hankins checks back to second. The 1-0 swung on and sent out towards shallow left field. Coming in to try and make the catch. And it'll actually be the shortstop, Sawyer Nelson, going back to retire Zach Story for the final out of the inning. So the Drifters strand 1 in the 4th. We'll head to the 5th inning. Berries back up to the plate after this break on the Drifters Streaming Network.
What's your name, man? Evan. What's your name? All right, so how this game works, when I say go, you're going to race all the way to rapid. Whoever gets there first is going to be the big winner. Are you guys ready? Drifter fans, let's make some noise in 3, 2, 1, go! We got a winner! We got a big winner! Congratulations! Is that good? Oh, she's a tired one. All right, good job. Let's get drifting!
Fans, just a reminder, if you're looking for a refreshing sweet treat, make sure to check out our brand new ice cream stand on the concourse. With single and double scoops available in an exclusive Drifters mini helmet, this is the perfect game day treat on this hot July afternoon. Get yours right behind home plate. Leading off for the Berries, the right fielder, number 14.
So a bit of a different story here in Springfield than the last time these 2 teams faced off. Still scoreless through 4. The last series up in Salem was a bit of a high-scoring one, at least for the Drifters offensively. It'll still be Ezra James out there for his 2nd inning of work as he gets a swing and a miss from Noah Scherer on his first pitch of the inning. Count is 0-1. 84 miles an hour at the knees on that one. James comes set, kicks, and fires the 0-1. Breaking ball drops in. A nice pitch there from Ezra James for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Scher 0 for 1 as he takes the 0-2 down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. One, 2 from James. Check swing did not go around, says the first base umpire, and the count will even up at 2 apiece. Six strikeouts already for the Drifters pitching staff through 4 innings. Looking for number 3, but this one going to be a ground ball over to Cooper Mullins at second base. The throw, no problem. And a routine out to retire the first batter of the inning. No, Scherer is retired.
Now batting the DH, number 19, Cale Barney.
So the other Barney twin will come up to the plate now. Cale is 0 for 1 today. Still trying to find something offensively for this Marion squad. Check swing, and he did go around this time. 0-1 to start things off on Cale Barney. Barney, at least in terms of batting average, has been slightly better than his brother this season at .238. Kyson does have him in the RBI category with 18 compared to Cale's 12. The 0-1 missed outside, so it's 1-1. 1-1 also misses 2 balls and 1 strike. Two 2-1 from Ezra James, cut on and miss, strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes. One away here in inning number 5. James kicks, fires. That one skips away. And the count will run full on Cale Barney. Cut and a miss from Cale Barney on the payoff pitch, and he goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Ezra James has got himself a 3rd strikeout in an inning and 2/3 so far, and it'll bring up the catcher, Nolan Rowe. Rowe will take first pitch down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. He'll take 1-0. 1-1 now. One just missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nolan Rowe out of the University of Washington takes the 2-1 inside and has a 3-1 count now. You don't see, at least here in the South Division, don't see a lot of Huskies here in the WCL. As he takes a 3-1 strike on the outside edge, count will run full, but probably a few more of them in the North Division. But for the most part, a lot of Oregon and Southern Washington, California guys here in the WCL South. As a ground ball over to short. Throw is a 1-hopper into the glove of Evan Thomas didn't quite get there in time, and an infield single will put the Berries in the hit column for the first time today. Nolan Rowe stands on first.
Now batting the center fielder, number 3, Danny Weidman.
So Danny Weidman will step up now with 2 outs and a runner on first. Only the first hit, but the third base runner of the day for the Berries as Weidman takes a first pitch strike. They've stranded 2 runners so far today. Weidman struck out in his first time up to the plate. He chops one foul down the third base side, and it moves to 0-2. Wind still blowing out towards left field. The 0-2 cut on, fouled. We'll do it again. Another 0-2 coming from Ezra James. Finds the pitch he wants. Swing and a fly ball out towards the left center gap. That's back, that's deep. It's off the wall, and this will likely score a run for the Berries. But the throw home is going to be in time, and no chance there for Nolan Rowe as he's cut down at the plate, and the Drifters get out of it with 0 still on the scoreboard. It'll be a double for Danny Weidman, but we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Drifters back up to the plate, still scoreless halfway through this game on the Drifters streaming network.
Leading off for the Drifters, the left fielder, number 26, Karsten Hansen.
So after a great throw from Aiden Gebhardt out in center field, and then the relay from Nick Gimino over at short to cut down the first baseman, or rather the catcher, Nolan Rowe, at the plate. So 1-0 in for a strike on Karsten Hansen, who's going to be leading off here in inning number 5 for the Drifters. A shot into the gap off the wall. Looked like it was going to be a RBI double for Danny Weidman, but some great defense that we've seen all season as the 1-1 was in for a strike on Karsten Hansen. He'll take the 1-2. They had a breaking ball that dropped in for strike 3. Karsten Hansen goes down looking for the first out of the inning, as Nick Gimino will step up to the plate. He just made the throw to put out, or to cut down the runner at home to save a run in the top of the inning. Jamino hits one out into left field. Just over the head of Sawyer Nelson at short. And a 1-out single for Nick Jamino. He's 1 for 2 now today. Nathan Gebhardt will step up. He walked his first time up to the plate and then was stranded at second after the Cooper Mullins single. And then Evan Thomas takes the first pitch strike. Gebhardt shows bunt, pulls it back, and that one hit him. He'll be walking over to first. And now runners at first and second for the Drifters here with 1 out in the 5th. Bring up Mr. Drifter himself. Cooper Mullins will step up to the plate with a runner in scoring position and 1 out in the inning. Jamino's got some good speed over there on the base paths. A single could likely drive him in as a breaking ball just high, 1-0. Almost 15 inches of horizontal break on that slider. 1-0. Over the head of Cooper Mullins. This is going to advance both runners. And now 2 runners in scoring position. The go-ahead run only 90 feet away for Cooper Mullins. 2-0 count. And perhaps the best scoring chance the Drifters have had. Most definitely the best scoring chance the Drifters have had to this point in the game. Only 1 out, a ground ball or a fly ball will likely get it done. Takes a 2-0 strike at the knees. That one at 77 miles an hour. On the changeup from Zach Hankins. His 2-1 tried to backdoor it into the zone. Didn't quite get there. 3 balls and 1 strike. Mullins stands in. Hankins kicks, fires, swung on, fly ball out towards left field. Jamino's tagging at third. He takes off. The throw going to skip in and not going to be in time. And the Drifters open up the scoring here in inning number 5. An RBI sac fly for Cooper Mullins brings in Nick Jamino to score. It's 1-0 Springfield.
Now batting the right fielder, number 25, Hunter.
One of the hottest bats in Springfield will now step up with a runner still in scoring position. It's Hunter Meyer, the right fielder today, who will step in for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 2. Throw to second, gets by and gets out of the glove of Kyson Barney. And now Aiden Gebhardt only 90 feet away, and the throw came in and all the way to the plate to Nolan Rowe. And Gebhardt shuffling over there at third as the E1 will advance Aiden Gebhardt just 90 feet away with 2 outs now, so we will need a base hit to drive in Gebhardt, but Hunter Meyer, more than capable. He takes a 1-0 fastball upstairs at 86 miles an hour. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Hunter Meyer sends one out to right field. That's going to get down, and that's going to score another run. An RBI single for Hunter Meyer, and he's now got hits in 13 of his last 15 games. His only hitless games coming in Game 1 yesterday against the Pickles. And game 2 of the series up in Salem on the 18th against the Berries. He went 0 for 5 in that one. Did still reach base and score a run, but went 0 for 4 yesterday against the Pickles in game 1. So the first pitch into Nolan Miller is a ball upstairs. 1-0. The 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. And Hunter Meyer showing that it was not the bat. Knights talked about how he's been using Kahaku Harrison's bat because his broke a little bit earlier in the season, but able to drive in a run on the RBI single in his first game back with his own bat. So the 2-0 misses outside to Nolan Miller, and he's got a 3-0 count now. Good patience at the plate, and that's something we've seen from the Drifters a lot as of late. A lot less strikeouts, a lot more patient at bats as Nolan Miller gets a 4-pitch walk. And it'll bring up Preston Armstrong. But we've seen just the quality of the at-bats for Springfield, as we'll have a mound meeting here. Not sure if we'll see a pitching change. I haven't seen a signal through the bullpen, so it might just be a mound visit. Mound visits this season brought to you by St. Vincent de Paul. Visit both of their stores in Springfield today, where you'll find out that St. Vinny's is more than just a thrift store. So not sure if this will be the day for Zach Hankins or not. It does not look like it. Our home plate umpire coming out just to have a quick chat. Try and speed things up here. Coach will head back to the dugout.
Now batting for the Drifters, the catcher, number 33, Preston Armstrong.
And so Preston Armstrong will step in with 2 runners on and 2 outs. Armstrong is 0 for 2 so far today. As the first pitch will get away from Nolan Rowe, and the runners will advance. So now another spot with 2 runners in scoring position, this time again with 2 outs. A base hit could score both of them. Nolan Miller's got some decent speed over there as well. Hunter Meyer, obviously on a base hit, is going to score from third. The 1-0 to Armstrong trickles away, this time close enough that Rowe's able to get back to it, and the runners will stay put, but a 2-0 count here on Preston Armstrong. And a walk here would bring up another really hot bat for the Drifters in Evan Thomas. Thomas already has a double today as the 2-0 misses, 3 balls and no strikes, and in danger of loading the bases here is Zach Hankins. And should he load the bases, we may see that be the day for him, although I don't see, doesn't appear to be any action in the Berries bullpen. Is the 3-0 going to drop in for a strike on the inside edge? Okay, it does look like there's some action in the bullpen for Marion. So should this get out of hand for Zach Hankins, we will likely see a change in this inning, and he will walk Preston Armstrong on 5 pitches. Load the bases up for Evan Thomas, who's 1 for 2 with a double already here in this one. And it looks like that will be the day for Zach Hankins. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half of this break. Drifters leading 2-0 here in the 5th on the Drifters streaming network.
attention, please. Now pitching for the Berries, number 23, Roman Mahler. Now batting for the Drifters.
So Evan Thomas will step up to the plate. It'll be Roman Mahler, the junior out of Willamette University, stepping up to the plate, or stepping up to the mound rather, to relieve Zach Hankins. As we wait on Hankins' final line, as he's responsible for all 3 runners on base. His first pitch into Thomas at the top of the zone for a strike. It's 0-1, and you see that kind of sidearm delivery from Mahler. Reminds me of like a Aaron Bummer type delivery there from the lefty with that arm slot. As the 0-1 swung on and fouled back, no balls and 2 strikes. He only needs to get 1 out to get out of this inning, but the bases are loaded. High leverage situation here for the junior. He's got a 6.23 ERA this season with 8 2/3 innings pitched, 10 hits, 6 earned runs, 10 runs total, 7 strikeouts, and 7 walks. As the 0-2 just misses downstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 from Mahler. Swung on. Chopper down the first baseline. It's going to roll foul. We'll do the 1-2 again. Posted a 5.79 ERA this past spring with Willamette. Started 2 games, but made 12 appearances out of the bullpen. Pitched 23 1/3 innings. And had the exact same strikeout to walk ratio, 17 strikeouts and 17 walks for a perfect 1-1 ratio. As another chopper foul on the 1-2. We'll do it once again. Evan Thomas trying to stay alive and just got to sit back a little bit. The sidearm delivery, you see a lot of the time, comes with less velo. And so that one was at 71 miles an hour. Just got to sit back and try and time it well. That'll hit Evan Thomas, and that'll bring in a run. It's 3-0. That one just got away from Mahler. And it'll bring up Zach Story.
Now batting the 3rd baseman, number 11, Zach Story.
The 3rd baseman's 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far today. Look to get into the hit column for the first time here on this beautiful Friday evening. 2 outs and the bases are still loaded. Mahler kicks, fires in and out of the glove of Rowe, and it was inside 1-0. Story in the last game against his last game against the Berries on the 19th went 2 for 4. with a couple of singles as he'll swing and send one out to Sawyer Nelson. It's Short who makes a catch on the slow line drive to retire Story and strand the bases loaded for the Drifters. But not before they get 3 in the inning as the Drifters lead 3-0. We head to the 6th here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Housing our student athletes allows them to focus on developing as players and pursuing their baseball dreams. As dedicated as our coaches and team staff are, our host families ensure a positive and memorable experience. Players become part of your family during their stay from late May to mid-August. They spend about half their time on the road during their stay, with most of their days spent in the gym or on the field. Hosting a Drifter also gives young athletes in your home the chance to learn from a positive college role model who lives out teamwork, discipline, and leadership every single day. If you're interested in hosting a Drifter next year, check out our website at driftersbaseball.com/host-families. Off the top of the 6th inning, the shortstop, number 5.
Top of the order for the Berries. It's still Ezra James out on the mound, which means if he retires just one batter here in the 6th, it'll make it his longest appearance of the summer. He hasn't gone more than 2 innings. He's pitched 2 full innings to this point. As his first pitch into Sawyer Nelson misses for ball 1. Swinging a chopper over to Cooper Mullins at second. Deep into the hole to field it. The throw in time. Sawyer Nelson beat out by a step, maybe half a step on that throw. And just like that, it's the longest appearance of the summer for Ezra James. It's only his 6th appearance out of the bullpen for the Drifters, but nonetheless. Retires Sawyer Nelson for the first out of the inning, and Sawyer Nelson is now 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. It'll bring up Jake Allen, the left fielder, who's also 0 for 2 and takes a first pitch strike on the inside edge. No balls and 1 strike. Swing and a foul back. It'll make it 0-2. Ezra James looking for his 4th strikeout to match the number that Ethan Ashley set to start this game. We take a look at Ethan Ashley's final line, as we never did that earlier, but 3 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, 10 batters faced. Only allowed 1 base runner, and it was on an error. So virtually a perfect outing for Ashley. So the 0-2 is going to miss up and away from Ezra James. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a foul ball. We'll do it again. Also take a look at the final line for the starter for the Berries. Zach Hankins goes 4 2/3. 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. 22 batters faced for him. So the Drifters definitely outperforming the Berries with the starting pitching here today, as that one flown out towards shallow center. Jamino's back, a diving catch, not quite made. As Aiden Gebhardt laid out for that, Zach Story got called off, or not Zach Story, rather Nick Gimino got called off there. And it'll bring up Tyler Dunning. So Jake Allen has himself a single. It will go down as a hit to start things off with one away here in the 6th inning. Tyler Dunning 0 for 2 so far today. Takes a first pitch ball outside. One ball and no strikes. Dunning grounds one over to short. Gets past the glove of Evan Thomas. As Jake Allen had the burners on and goes first to third on the single. Runners at the corners with one away now. Had Evan Thomas picked that ball off the ground, it would have been a potential double play, but instead it goes down as a one-out single. We'll put a run 90 feet away for the Berries and Jake Dodge. Jake Dodge is 0 for 1. He walked once. Was stranded at first. First pitch to him in the dirt, 1-0. The 1-0 to him, down and away. 2 balls and no strikes now. The junior out of Lynn Benton Community College has a chance to drive in the first run of the game for the Berries. Drifters looking to hold on to their 3-run lead. Swing and a fly ball out towards center. Aiden Gebhardt has a decent arm, but it's not going to be enough. As Jake Allen will come in to score from third on the sacrifice fly. It's 3-1. Drifters put up 3 in the bottom of the 5th. The Berries answer back with at least a 1 run of their own here in inning number 6. Tyler Dunning still stands over on first. And Jake Dodge gets himself an RBI. Brings up Kyson Barney, who will take a first pitch strike. Down on the upper outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1, this time on the lower outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes now on Kyson Barney. Look to get out of this inning with just the straight number up on the scoreboard. Taking off from first. Throw is in time. Preston Armstrong showing that the arm is strong as he catches a runner stealing to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Drifters still lead 3-1 here on the Drifters streaming network.
Well, now you can train like a drifter. Come work out with our players at West Coast Strength here in...
We are the wayfinders, the problem solvers, the poets of possibility. We begin each day with a simple question. What can I do to connect my client with their dreams? Answering this in countless thoughtful ways is what inspires us. It's what gives our life's work meaning. Because this is where we help people move their lives forward. No app or algorithm can do that. We are Windermere, and we are the human algorithm.
leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Drifters, the left fielder, number 26.
So the left fielder, Karsten Hansen, going to be leading things off here in inning number 6 for Springfield. They lead 3-1. The Bears able to get one back in the top of the inning on the sacrifice fly from Jake Dodge. Hansen steps in. He's up to the plate for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 2. So he takes a first pitch ball outside, 1-0. He struck out once. Trying to lead things off, get the offense going. He lays down a bunt, but it's fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Drag bunt attempt from Karsten Hansen. The pitch was just too far down and inside for him to really do anything with it. This time, swing and a miss. 1-2. Karsten Hansen, Nick Gimino, Aiden Gebhard, the 3 up in the inning for the Drifters. As he swings and sends one out to the right center gap. That looks like it's going to get down, and that's going to be extra bases for Karsten Hansen. Digging for 2, and it's a stand-up double to lead things off for the left fielder. Karsten Hansen drove that ball 99 miles an hour off the bat and just off the wall 346 feet for Karsten Hansen. The swing didn't look like a super high effort swing. It didn't look like he was trying to swing that hard, but he just got every stitch of that ball to send it off the right field wall. Brings up Nick Gimino with no outs and a runner in scoring position. Roman Mahler looked to get out of this spot. Gimino pulls back the bunt. Pitch was down and away. It's 1-0. Coming from Roman Mahler. Gimino does lay down the bunt. It's a good attempt, and it'll move Karsten Hansen over to third base.
Now batting the center fielder, number 5.
So a successful sacrifice bunt for Nick Gimino puts the run 90 feet away for Aiden Gebhard. Gebhard yet to register an at-bat. He walked in his first time up to the plate on 4 pitches and then was hit in the foot in his last time up to the plate. Ended up scoring a run in that 3-run 5th for the Drifters. First pitch will hit him, and 390s for Aiden Gebhard today, coming at in every at-bat, or every plate appearance for him so far. Runners at the corners now with Cooper Mullins stepping up to the plate. The lineup turns over for the 3rd time. Mullins is up. So he swings and pops one foul back out into the concourse. It'll be 0-1. The 4th time through the order for the Drifters already here in the 6th inning. We've left 6 runners on base already. Would like to not leave any more here in this spot. At least score the runner from 3rd here with runners on the corners and 1 away. Mullins stands in. Mahler's 1-0, or 0-1 rather, sent out towards center field. That's a base hit, and that's going to score a run. Gebhard puts on the brakes. Thought about taking off for 3rd, but he'll stay at 2nd. He knows he's got the speed to score from there on a single anyways, so not too much concern about him being on 3rd versus 2nd. He can even take 3rd base, stealing if he wants to. But it's 4-1 Drifters as Hunter Myers steps up to the plate. Myers 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Look to get another one here. Potentially 2 if he can get extra bases. Cooper Mullins has got some speed, standing there over on first as well. First pitch to Meyer outside, ball 1. Be passing it back off to Knight Jarecki for the 7th inning at least. It sounds like I'll be back on for the 8th inning before passing it back to him to finish things out for us. But always happy to be with you guys here. Ethan Klein taking you through these middle innings. I'll be on the call tomorrow as well, and then the middle innings for Game 3 of this series once again. 2 balls and no strikes on Hunter Meyer. Mahler looks back towards second. Gebhardt shuffling. Kick, delivery, and swing and a miss from Hunter Meyer. Moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Hunter Meyer waggles the bat. Mahler throw back towards second. Gebhardt in there safe on a pick-off attempt towards second. We saw a pick-off attempt that was called out at second base in the game yesterday against the Pickles that on replay was pretty clearly safe. Gebhardt taking off, double steal. Throw is not in time. Gebhardt has himself his 22nd stolen base of the season. Cooper Mullins gets himself a stolen base as well. And now there's 2 runners in scoring position. The double play taken out of the equation, and Hunter Meyer just needs to put a ball in play to get himself his 2nd RBI of the day. 2-2 count. Mahler comes set. Kicks, fires, the 2-2 outside. Count runs full. Meyer puts up the hand, tells Gebhardt to stay put at third. Good block there to save a run behind the dish from Nolan Rowe. That one was way outside. (3-2) cut on and missed, and a big strikeout for Roman Mahler to retire Hunter Meyer with 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out. And now Nolan Miller will step in and needs a base hit to drive in these runs. Drifters would love to just bust this thing wide open here in the 6th. Gebhardt with a huge lead over at third, almost halfway home before the pitch even came. As the first pitch to Nolan Miller misses down and away. It's the 1-0 to Miller, clips the outside edge. Good pitch on the black from Roman Mahler. Moves the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Mahler versus Miller here in a big spot in the 6th inning. The 1-1 cut on and missed. 1-2. So after a rough start to the inning, Roman Mahler is just a strike away from getting out of it with minimal damage and only 1 run on the scoreboard. He kicks, fires, the 1-2 skips in. Count will even up at 2 apiece. (2-2). Swung on, ground ball over to second. Nolan Miller is retired, and the Berries get out of it with only 1 run up on the scoreboard. We'll pass it back off to Knight Jarecki after this break. Pleasure to have been with you for these middle innings, and I'll see you guys again in the 8th. But for now, it's 4-1 here on the Drifters Streaming Network. We head to the 7th.
US 101, your afternoon afternoon show. So make sure you tune in. Check that out also on J-Dub. But right now, it's our Name That Tune from US 101. So super fun game. What's your name, man? Zach. All right, Zach. So we're going to play 3 songs for you. You're going to get 10 seconds of those songs. If you can get 2 out of the 3 right, I'm getting you hooked up with a prize. You feeling good? You ready? Feeling all right. All right, and crowd, if you need some help, scream out what that song is. It'll be the song title, all right? Here we go. Let's hear that first song. Easy one. All right, cut it. What is the song? Neon Blue. Is he correct? Yeah, there we go. Those are easy. All right, number 2. Let's do it. Oh, you know this. You know this one. Bring a fire. There we go. All right. Well, you got the prize, but let's just find out. What's that next song? Let's see.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Drifters, number 43, Colin Gebler. Leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Berries, the second baseman, number 18.
4-1 the score as we begin the top of the 7th inning. A new pitcher in the game for the Springfield Drifters. It's the right-hander from Arizona Christian, Colin Gebler, making an appearance today, coming in as the 3rd pitcher this afternoon. Ethan actually got the start. And then Ezra James came in, and now Gebler, as the first pitch from the right-hander, is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Matt Jarecki, happy to be with you for inning number 7. And then I got roped up into being a part of the Cowboy competition in the 8th inning. I believe it's going to be at the end of the 8th inning, and so Ethan's going to hop on air for that. 1-0 pitch is bounced over to the right side on 1 hop. Cooper Mullins fields and flips to first for out number 1 to retire Kyson Barney, who's now 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts, was up to the plate last inning before ultimately Tyler Dunning was caught stealing, and so Barney back up, got a fresh life, and in turn grounds it out towards second. Brings up Noah Scher with Cale Barney on deck. 4-1 the score. Springfield with the lead. 3 runs in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, with the Berries scoring 1 in the top half of the 6th inning. So a 3-run lead for Gebler, coming in for Ezra James, who threw 3 innings after Ashley's 3 innings. First pitch to Scher, misses low, 1 ball and no strikes. Ashley, 3 great innings, only 1 base runner allowed, and it came on an air. 3 strikeouts, no walks, no runs, no hits. Pretty good stuff for Ashley. Back-to-back quality outings against the Berries. Pitch misses from Gebler. Now 1 ball and a strike. Then Ezra James came in. Pitched 3 innings, a season high for him. It is actually 2 balls and no strikes. The scoreboard in-house had it wrong. Here's the 2-0. Popped up out towards the third base side, and it goes out of play. But a season high 3 innings pitched for Ezra James with 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Kept the Drifters in the game, allowed the offense to take the lead, and that they did. And now he gives it over to Colin Gebler, the right-hander who started his career at Marion University. That's actually out in Wisconsin. Now pitching against Marion here. 2-1 is inside, 3 balls and a strike. Now I will say it's a different spelling. The Marion Berries, of course, the traditional M-A-R-I-O-N, whereas Gebler played at Marion University, M-A-R-I-A-N. 3-1 pitch is fouled off by Scher. He stays alive. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Gebler this season appearing for the 4th time, has a 3.00 ERA, 1 earned run in 3 innings pitched with 4 strikeouts, 4 walks, just 1 hit given up. Last pitched yesterday against the Portland Pickles. Allowed 1 run on 1 hit with a walk and a strikeout in just a third of an inning. Payoff pitch. Misses, low and inside, and it's a walk to Noah Scher. So a 1-out walk puts a runner at first base for Cale Barney in this 3-run ball game in the top of the 7th. Drifters and Berries each with 1 error defensively. The Drifters at 6 hits and the Berries at 4. Springfield looking for their first double play this afternoon as Cale Barney comes to the plate, reached on an error and struck out in his 2 previous plate appearances, and he takes the first pitch up and away. 1 ball and no strikes from Gebler. So Gebler back in Arizona. That's where he's originally from. Was actually born in Wisconsin, moved with his family to Arizona and was raised there. 1-0 pitch, finds the low outside corner for a strike, 1-1. But spent most of his life out in Arizona. Surprise is his hometown, a graduate of Paradise Honors High School. Went back to Wisconsin and then back to Arizona. 1-1 is fouled away by Barney, 1-2. Appeared in 20 games across 3 seasons at Marion University, before transferring to Arizona Christian and appearing in 5 games this past season. Gebler looks over to first and now comes set. The right-hander delivers. It's in the turf. 2-2. Good play by Preston Armstrong behind the plate. Defensively, Springfield has Karsten Hansen out in left field, Aiden Gebhardt in center, and Hunter Meyer out in right. Left to right in the infield, Zach Story, Nick Jamino, Cooper Mullins, and Evan Thomas. As mentioned, Preston Armstrong behind the plate. Wind still drifting out towards left field on a warm afternoon in Springfield. The 2-2 is cut on and miss, and Gebler has his first punch out. 2 outs, a runner at first in a 3-run game in the top of the 7th. 4-1, Springfield with the lead as Nolan Rowe will come to the plate. Rowe had a sac bunt back in the 3rd, then singled in the 5th, was thrown out at home plate as Danny Weidman, who's on deck, hit a ball off the wall out in left field, and Rowe trying to go first to home on the plate. He was gunned out by a mile, and now winds it right to third, a leaping play by Zach Story. Look what I found. The final out. Incredible stuff from Zach Story, showing off the hops as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch in Springfield. It's 4-1 here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Fans, your attention, please. US 101 is a proud sponsor of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Danny Thomas founded St. Jude with the goal that no child should die in the dawn of life. Since then, St. Jude has been developing protocols for treating and curing childhood illnesses. These protocols are shared free of charge in our local community and around the globe. This evening, we will be passing around the boot to further our commitment to supporting the great work being done at St. Jude Children's Hospital. Our volunteers will be walking through the stands with boots held high. Please help us fill these boots by giving generously. 100% of the funds raised this evening will be given directly to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Thank you for helping us pass the boot to raise funds for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Fans, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Berries, number 16, Lucas Klein.
So the Marion Berries have a new pitcher in the game. It's Lucas Plenner, who got the start a week ago against Springfield. The right-hander who was at George Fox and now is headed to University of Pacific will step on the mound with Preston Armstrong, Evan Thomas, and Zach Story due up for the Drifters. 4-1 the score. Plenner on the mound. His first pitch is popped up out towards right field by Preston Armstrong. Trotting in and making the catch is Noah Scher for out number 1. Plenner comes in for Roman Mailer. Mailer, 1 1/3 innings pitch with 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, and a strikeout across 28 pitches. Zach Hankins, he threw 78. His final line was officially 4 2/3 with 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Ran out of steam late. Still got into the 5th inning, but then Springfield put it on with 3 runs in that inning and then added 1 more in the 6th after the Berries cut into the lead in the top half of the 6th inning. Evan Thomas takes the first pitch, a fastball at 89 at the letters for a strike, 0-1. Thomas today, a double, was hit by a pitch his last time up, but popped up to third, his first time up back in the 2nd. 1 out, nobody on. The 4-1 decision would give Springfield the win against Marion, not only just today, but also on the season series. I believe actually Springfield's already had with 5 wins so far across 6 games. Thomas grounds it towards the left side, and a diving play by Dunning is not made as it finds its way into left field. But if Springfield hangs on and wins today, it'll be their 10th win overall against Marion. This is a team that is 9-3 against the Marion Berries. They've struggled against almost every other WCL team throughout their history, but for some reason they just have the Berries number. The job's not finished. Still got 2 more frames defensively to go. So here's Zach Story with a runner at first in a 4-1 game. Plenner comes to the plate. It's bounced down the third base side past a diving Dunning. It ricochets off the wall in left field. Thomas is being held up at third, and it looked like he hurt himself once again. Looked like he came up awkwardly at third base. Graziano is holding up a thumb, like Thomas is okay. And I think he's going to remain in the game. I think it was just an awkward stoppage. Either way, it's going to be a double for Zach Story. So 2 in scoring position, 1 out. First pitch swinging and a miss by Karsten Hansen, 0-1. So Thomas ends up at third on the double by Zach Story. That's his first hit today. Just the 2nd extra base hit all season for Zach Story. Plenner comes in. A start, and now his 18th appearance. Pitch up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. 3-2 record this season with the save. 30 1/3 innings pitch entering today with 31 hits, 13 earned runs, 37 strikeouts, and 14 walks. So 1-1 pitch is cut on and miss, 1-2. Hansen a double his last time up. Looking to go 2 for 4 today with the infield in. Thomas at third, the 1-2. Hansen fouls it back, stays alive. Plenner, a starter at George Fox. Past 2 seasons, 17 total starts, 25 appearances. Primarily a bullpen pitcher this season with the Berries. 1-2, fouled back. Staying alive is Karsten Hansen. So as mentioned, Ethan Klein will be back with you for the 8th inning. I got roped up into being a part of the Cowboy competition. It is country night. That's why we had the 5:05 first pitch. We had a post-game concert for the first time ever here. 1-2 delivery. Called strike 3. Rings up Hansen for out number 2. For some reason, Monty Tenney, he decided that I looked good enough. I do have some cowboy boots on. I have an Oregon Duck belt buckle. Got a nice straw cowboy hat. We'll see if it's enough. I mean, I'm wearing a Drifters polo. Maybe, just having that extra driftiness will give me a leg up on the competition. We'll see. I have no idea who I'm competing against. Chase Nye to the plate. 2 in scoring position and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. 4-1 the score. The first pitch to Nye is fouled away. 0-1. I don't think I've ever participated in an on-field game before. And it's not really even a game. I think it's just go out there, show off your outfit, and then the fans vote. The 0-1 up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Speaking of a guy that knows what it feels like to be voted on, Austin Gilbert, who will be performing right after the game. He was on the 28th season of NBC's The Voice, so he knows that feeling. 1-1. Nye dribbles it to the left side, fielded by Nelson. The throw to first base in time for the final out. Well, a couple of hits in the inning for Springfield, but 2 runners left stranded as Lucas Plennert comes out of the pen and puts a 0 on the board. It's 4-1 as we head to the 8th inning. Ethan Klein returns for the 8th here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Drifters Speedball. If you can't make it out to the park, but you don't want to miss the Drifters in action, you can also follow us on YouTube. It's real simple. Just go to youtube.com, search for Drifters Baseball, subscribe to the Drifters Baseball channel, and live stream every single Drifters home game all season long. Fans, your attention, please. Remaining in the game and now playing shortstop, number 3, Chase Nye. Leading off for the Berries in the top of the 8th inning.
So Colin Gebler's out there for his second inning of work here in inning number 8. The Drifters pitchers have been very solid so far. Only 1 run on 4 hits for the Berries as his first pitch in. Swung on, sent out towards shallow left center. Aiden Gebhardt in to make the catch for the first out of the inning. And that will retire Danny Weidman, who was 1 for 2 before that, now 1 for 3, and bring up Sawyer Nelson as the lineup turns over for the 3rd time. 4th time through the order. They'll need some action here offensively. They'll trail by 3 with only 5 outs remaining. Sawyer Nelson takes the first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. It's not the pitch he was looking for there. Nelson's 0 for 3 today. He struck out twice. Swings and fouls back the 0-1. It's 0-2 now. Sawyer Nelson, who's been really good for the Berries this season, the LMU commit. He's originally committed to Washington. Graduate of South Salem High School, my alma mater. As he grounds one up the middle. Cooper Mullins has trouble with it. And we'll see what that is scored as. But either way, Sawyer Nelson has himself a single for a 1-out base runner for the Berries. But Sawyer Nelson, one of 2 South Salem graduates in the WCL this summer. The other one, Tegan Scott, catcher over with the Knights in Corvallis. Those 2 were a part of one of the greatest South Salem High School baseball teams in history that went undefeated as a chopper over to short to Chase Nye. 1 and 2, the Drifters turn a double play to end the inning. A very quick top of the 8th, as I didn't quite get to finish my story, but we'll head to the bottom of the 8th. here on the Drifters streaming network. Drifters still lead 4-1 here in Springfield.
First ever post-game concert here at the Hamlin Sports Complex, featuring Austin Gilbert of The Voice. As a reminder, the concert will begin approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of tonight's game down on the turf field. Once the stage and the concert area are fully set up, fans will be invited onto the turf to enjoy the show. Also, don't forget to hang on to your raffle tickets. Thanks to our friends at US 101, we'll be announcing the winners of our Zach Bryan and Ed Sheeran concert tickets after the game. You must be present to win, so make sure you don't go anywhere.
So the Drifters lead 4-1 as we come back a little bit early here. I was talking about Sawyer Nelson and Tegan Scott at South Salem High School. Sawyer Nelson had a very illustrious career at South Salem. Holds the Oregon 6A record for career home runs and steals with 24 and 76 respectively. He set the 6A high school career record for RBIs with 127 and was a two-time first-team All-State infielder. And just incredible career at South Salem, him and Tegan Scott. They were a part of the South Salem team in 2024 that went undefeated in the regular season. Not easy to do, especially in baseball, as Aiden Gebhardt will come in to lead off. And they were the favorites to win the state championship for the Saxons in that year, but were upset by Grant High School. I was actually watching that game with a buddy of mine who graduated from Grant as the first pitch into Aiden Gebhardt is outside 1-0, and the Generals from up there in Portland upset the Saxons in the second round of the playoffs to move on and eliminate the at the time undefeated South Salem squad as Aiden Gebhardt shows bunt, misses, and it's 1-1. Back to the Drifters as they're back on offense here. Aiden Gebhardt, Cooper Mullins, Hunter Meyer, the three due up as Gebhardt lays down a bunt. A little bit hard off the bat, but trouble with it, and so Gebhardt gets on base as a leadoff base runner, and it does go down as a hit. So after three plate appearances without an at-bat, he's now 1 for 1 on the day. He used a 4-pitch walk in his first time up, and then was hit by a pitch twice to follow that, and now he has himself a bunt single, which we've seen a lot of from him. He's been showing off the wheels as much as possible. He's got 22 steals on the season now on 23 attempts. See if he gets moving here as Cooper Mullins is in the box. He is going to take off, stumbling a little bit, the throw off line, and he's got himself his second steal of the day, 23rd of the season. As Gebhardt continues to show off the wheels here in Springfield. He's second in the league, now one behind the leader, Cade Crawford, up with the Kamloops North Paws as the 1-0 is inside to Cooper Mullins. And Cade Crawford, we were talking about him earlier today. He has been unbelievable for Kamloops in this season. He leads the WCL in steals, as I mentioned. He also leads the WCL in home runs with 10 as the 2-0 outside. 3 balls and no strikes now to Cooper Mullins. But he's got 37 RBIs for second in the WCL as well. So he's just been incredible offensively, a great speed power combo for him. Drifters don't play Kamloops in the regular season. Would have to meet them in the WCL championship should they make the playoffs. It's a 3-1 to Cooper Mullins is fouled away. The count will run full. Drifters have only 3 series left after this, and they're 1.5 games back from making the playoffs at this point. Something that in the first half of the season seemed really not even in the conversation. They only won 6 games in the first half of the year, but have won 4 of the last 5 series as Cooper Mullins is sat down on strikes. He looks at a payoff pitch in the zone, and a strikeout for the first out of the inning will bring up Hunter Meyer. Take a quick look at the standings here in the WCL. That one grounded up there. Gebhardt avoids the tag, jukes his way back to second base. Wow. Gebhardt was dead to rights there on the ground ball up the middle. He had started to take off from second, but it went right to the second baseman. He tried to tag him. He avoided the tag and broke his ankles to get back to second base. And I'm not sure if that goes down as a single or a fielder's choice without an out, or what that is technically scored as. But nonetheless, runners at first and second now for Nolan Miller. As Gebhardt takes off towards third, he's there. As Berries head coach comes out to clarify, not too happy with that call there. Gebhardt got under the tag for his 24th, now tying the WCL lead in stolen bases. So take a look, see if he is actually still leading as the 1-0 fouled back. Kamloops defeated the Kelowna Falcons 11-8 today. And Cade Crawford did not steal a base in that game, so Aiden Gebhardt is a steal away from taking back the WCL lead. He's also 6 steals away as Hunter Meyer takes off towards second. He'll have himself a stolen base, no throw. Runners at second and third, 1 away, 1-2 count here on Nolan Miller. Has a question for the home plate umpire, but it's 1-2. So Gebhardt tied for the lead, 6 stolen bases away from tying the Drifters record of 30. As that one, a single shot out, maybe extra bases, as it's cut off by the left fielder. Nolan Miller going to jog his way and slide into second. He's got himself 2 RBIs and a double. Drifters lead 6-1 here in the 8th. And this game has been broken right open for Springfield. Preston Armstrong steps in, 1 out, runner on second in Nolan Miller. As they're looking to shut the door on the Berries here in this one. They'll have 3 outs in top of the 9th to try and come back. They currently trail by 5. It could be more here in the bottom of the 8th. As the first pitch into Preston Armstrong is a strike. It's 0-1. Armstrong's 0 for 3 today. He has walked once. This is 5th time up to the plate. Takes a 0-1 fastball downstairs at 89 miles an hour. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One gonna miss upstairs. I apologize, it is still Lucas Plennard out on the mound. I saw a number that I thought was different, and I thought there was a pitching change that I missed, but nonetheless, still Plennard out there. Is a high chopper, slow roller over to short. Preston Armstrong is retired. It'll move Nolan Miller 90 feet away with 2 outs here. And Evan Thomas, who appeared to have injured himself a little bit on the way over to third in the 7th inning, had to put on the brakes very quickly as he was ready to put on the wheels and try and get home on that play, but was stopped at third late and had to put on the brakes pretty quick. It looked like it could have been scary for a moment as it was a non-contact injury, and those are always scary when you're running, but he's okay. He's still in the game, and he'll take a 1-0 pitch upstairs to move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. And Thomas is 2 for 3 with an RBI and a double today. He's been one of the hotter hitters of the Springfield lineup as of late since coming back from injury. As he takes a 2-0 pitch outside, it's 3-0. From Plenert. Down and inside. Runners at the corners now for the Drifters with 2 away as Evan Thomas draws a 4-pitch walk. It brings up Zach Story. And Story started the day 0 for 3 before a double in his last time up, and so he's 1 for 4 so far, and now pitching mound meeting rather. Not sure. Someone's coming out of the bullpen. I'm not sure if it's for a pitching change or not just yet. Doesn't appear so. He doesn't have a glove with him, so it might just be a meeting with Lucas Plenert to try and get things going here, try and get out of this. Keep them as close as possible for them to try and have a shot at this game here in the final inning coming up after this. But the Drifters have been hot, as I was talking about. They've won 4 of their last 5 series. They've won 3 series in a row. Or it might be 4 in a row, 5 of their last 6. I'm not exactly sure. I have to check. But it is. They've won 4 series in a row and 5 of their last 6. As this one's popped up, and Zach Story is retired at the end of the inning. But the Drifters looking to get another win here against the Berries. They lead by 5 as we head to the final inning. 3 outs left for Marion to try and get back into this one. It's 6-1 here on the Drifters streaming network.
Fans, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Drifters, number 47, Carlo Ramirez.
A new pitcher on the mound for the Drifters. It's Carlo Ramirez. Ethan Klein still here with you for the 9th. Knight still down on the field. He should be back in this inning if he gets back up here before this game ends. Only 3 outs for the Berries left in this one. It'll be Tyler Dunning, Jake Dodge, Kyson Barney, barring any pinch hitting, who will be the last chance for the team from up in Salem. Here in this Game 1 matchup on Country Night. Tyler Dunning will step in to lead things off here in inning number 9. Drifters lead 6-1. Carlo Ramirez, the new pitcher on the mound for the Drifters. He's got 3 appearances, 4 innings pitched, has not allowed a run yet. 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 5 walks. As his first pitch into Dunning missed outside for ball 1. It's 1-0. The 1-0 just missed upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. And in 4 innings, he's walked 5 batters, but still not allowed a run. He's only allowed 3 hits. His whip sits right at 2 on the dot as the 2-0 is in for a strike. And a 2-1 coming from Carlo Ramirez. Jake Dodge stands in the on-deck circle. Kyson Barney in the hole. Carlo Ramirez kicks, fires the 2-1 in the dirt. 3 balls and 1 strike. Ramirez kicks, fires the 3-1, misses just outside, and a lead-off walk given up by Carlo Ramirez, who comes in to close this game, and it'll bring up Jake Dodge. The Drifters already turned 1 double play in this game. They are last in the WCL in double plays turned this season. They've struggled to turn the double play quite a bit, which seems like an anomaly with how good their defense has been this season. First pitch into Dodge is a ball upstairs, 1-0. Ramirez hangs the arm, looks over to first, comes set, kicks and delivers the 1-0 up and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Needs to dial in the command here to try and close out this game. Drifters have the 5-run buffer, but we've seen 5 spots put up in this stadium before, mostly by the Drifters, but nonetheless, it can happen, so nothing's over yet. 3-0 count here to Jake Dodge, with Kyson Barney standing in the on-deck circle. Tyler Dunning stands on first. Ramirez kicks and fires. Not sure what Dodge was doing with his bat there. He kind of dropped it to his feet as the pitch was coming, and it was in for a strike. It's 3-1. I think just maybe a little bit of showmanship, not looking to swing at all as that one's inside, and he'll draw the 5-pitch walk to put a runner in scoring position. Runners at first and second for Kyson Barney, who's 0 for 3 so far today. That's the second walk of the day for Dodge. He's 0 for 1 with an RBI. Kyson Barney steps in 0 for 3. He's struck out twice. Dean Stiles and Preston Armstrong will step out to the mound to try and calm down their right-handed pitcher out there in Ramirez. Ramirez, we talked about his stats this season with the Drifters. He was a late addition to the squad. Made his debut on July 11th in that 11-0 shutout, allowing just a hit in a scoreless inning, and then pitched 2 scoreless innings on the 17th versus Marion, and then again versus Marion, striking out 2 in 1 inning versus the Berries on the 19th. So he's got experience against this lineup, but that means the lineup also has experience hitting against him. So it takes some work to get out of this. No outs, 2 runners on. Dang. 6-1 the score. Ramirez kicks and fires. First pitch on the lower outside corner for strike 1. Drifters are 5-1 against the Berries this season. The 0-1 upstairs. Ramirez taps his chest. Says, that's my bad. Just missed his spot there on that one. One. Swung on. Ground ball to third. Zach Story turns his throw in time. The Drifters come out of it on top. 6-1 the final score. As Carlo Ramirez started off slow but managed to get out of it with a double play. And Zach Story making a great play on the hot corner as he's been doing all day today to get the Drifters the win. We'll head to the post-game show. Ethan Klein, I'll be with you for that post-game as the Drifters get the win here in Game 1, 6-1 here on the Drifters Streaming Network.
Fans, you guys will be invited onto the turf to enjoy the show. Get ready to pull out your raffle tickets in just a few minutes. We'll be announcing the winners of our Zach Bryan and Ed Sheeran concert ticket giveaways courtesy of our friends at US 101. As a reminder, you must be present to win, so make yourselves comfortable, grab some dinner, maybe check out the merchandise stand, and enjoy the concert. Our boy Cliff is going to take you the rest of the way. Enjoy the concert, everybody.
So the Drifters come away with the win here in Game 1 of the third series they are playing this season against the Marion Berries. They swept them in series number 1, and then in their most recent series up in Salem, coming out of the All-Star break, they won games 1 and 2 in dominant fashion, and then the Berries were able to take Game 3 to steal one game against the Drifters. In that one, it's 6-1, the final score. 10 hits to 5 in the Drifters' favor. And it's our player of the game for today is going to go to Cooper Mullins, Mr. Drifter himself. He went 2 for 4 today, had 2 RBIs. He did strike out once, but he also stole a base. And so just a great day for him. He had a couple of solid plays defensively out at second as well. So Cooper Mullins, our player of the game here today in Game 1 of this series on this beautiful Friday evening on Country Night. As we have the first ever concert here at Hamlin Sports Complex coming up here. The fans will be out on the field for that one, and it'll be should be pretty fun. I'm excited personally to go down, have a snack, have a drink, and go enjoy some country music here on this beautiful Friday night. But back to the game, Cooper Mullins didn't do it alone. There was a lot of offensive production, all but 2 batters for the Drifters today, able to get into the hit column. And the only one not able to get on base was Chase Nye, unfortunately. He did only come in for 1 plate appearance as he came in to pinch hit for Nick Gimino. But Aiden Gebhardt went 1 for 1, scored 2 runs, walked once, was hit by 2 pitches, and stole 3 bases. He's now tied for the WCL league lead in stolen bases with 24 on just 25 attempts. He's only been caught stealing once all season. Evan Thomas went 2 for 3 with an RBI on a double as well. He walked once. Cooper Mullins, we talked about him, that 2 for 4, 2 RBI day that earned him player of the game. Nick Gimino went 1 for 2 with a run scored. Nolan Miller went 1 for 4, had that 2 RBI single in the 8th to give the Drifters the 6-1 lead. And just some clutch hitting from him. He also walked once as well. Carson Hansen went 1 for 4, scored a run. Hunter Meyer 1 for 5 with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Zach Story 1 for 5 with a double. Preston Armstrong 0 for 4. He did walk once. And Chase Nye 0 for 1. But it was really the pitching that was incredible for the Drifters. Something that, as someone, I haven't been here as long as some of the other employees here, like Knight Jarecki, our amazing broadcaster, who's been here since the inception of this team. But I know last season it really felt like the pitching was the biggest struggle for the Drifters. A lot of high-scoring games that ended in tough losses because we couldn't close out games on the mound. And so it really is cool to see how much the pitching has improved since last summer and really even since the start of this year. Something we saw a lot in the beginning of the year was it was really inconsistent whether it was, and there were very few times where both the hitting and the pitching would click in the same game. They were very spotty and streaky on both sides of the ball, and they never really aligned very well. And so the Drifters only winning 6 games in that first half of the season is kind of a result of that. But it has absolutely been clicking, as the Drifters, with a win tomorrow, will have won 5 straight series in the second half of the season and 6 of their last 7. They've already won 5 of their last 6 and 4 straight now after the series win against Portland up at Walker Stadium the past few days. But back to the pitching, it was Ethan Atchley who got the start. He came in and 3 virtually perfect innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and only 1 base runner on a E5 that